Hello everybody. I'm making a crock pot meal, so I figured we could do this together. I have some frozen collards in here. I just kind of broke up. These are from my garden. I do have this on high. I'm about to chop up these potatoes. We've got quite a few. You could use more if you have a bigger family. I've got a couple of onions because those will cook down quite a bit. And then I've got this chicken. I thought about putting these in here, but I may have to wait till like it's almost done because these are already soft. And then I had these carrots, but they're like some of them are mushy, and somebody said it was okay to use them, but I'm just a little worried, so I'm gonna put these outside. But that's what I'm going to do. So I'll show you everything going in it. So far I have the collards in here, potatoes, and 2 onions. Well, my collards were frozen. But I feel like collards do take quite a while to get really soft, and I almost want them to disappear, so that's why I went ahead and put them in here. But if you don't want yours to disappear, you could just add them in later, but this will help break down the spines of the leaves and all that. So I've got that going, and I'm actually going to go ahead and add a little broth to this. And I really want to run to the store. I need to get dog food anyways, but I want to run to the store and get some baby carrots. Because I don't have chicken broth, I'm using this right here, which is bouillon. It's chicken flavor bouillon. It's blurry. There you go. And then I'm just going to cover this with water. Alright, I've got y'all propped kind of up at an angle so y'all can see me because I'm about to talk to you. But I have this carrot that I'm going to chop up. I'm going to cut the ends off of it. I already peeled it, and don't worry, I've got a towel underneath my cutting board. Even though y'all can't see it, I promise. Okay, so I'm popping in to say that I gave my life back to Jesus, because it still feels weird saying it out loud, because it has been a good year since I have said that name. But I dropped this. I know God's the one that wants me to do homesteading, and it is my greatest fear, and that's why when we talked about doing it, me and you, I like backed out immediately. I posted maybe 1 or 2 videos, and then I was like, I don't think this is for me. The things that scare you the most in life are probably meant for you to do. That's why it's scary. But I just didn't want to go about this world alone. And where I did believe that I have the universe on my side, it's kind of like saying you have God's house on your side, so it feels a little bit empty to me. I'm looking at my screen instead of looking at y'all. It just felt a little bit empty, like I wanted more than that. And since leaving the church, I do believe differently, but this time it's gonna be just a relationship, and I am going to listen to what God has to tell me and not what everyone else says, if that makes sense. I feel like everybody interprets the Bible completely differently, and that's what makes it a relationship, because everybody's relationship is different. but all that matters is that there is one. So I'm starting over with that, and also we're doing this homesteading thing. I have no idea what I'm doing because I'm just a gardener. Like, I don't know anything else. I don't know how to preserve food. I don't know how to raise chickens. I don't know how to do any of that. But I just know that I don't want to live in this world anymore. And what I mean by that is, you know, the hustle, the grind, the rat race, the spinning your wheels, always, you know, what's next, what's next, and never really taking the time to be grateful for, like, what's here now, what's already there. Like, isn't that enough? It should be. I think it's great to want more, and there's a lot of things that I would love to have, but you have to be grateful for what's right in front of you in order for those things to even come. So I shared a reel on Instagram, and it was Jesus with a giant teddy bear behind him. If I can find the picture, I'll put it right here for y'all. And it showed a little girl, and she had a little teddy bear, and she was holding on to it really tight, and she said, but I love it, like, love this teddy bear, this little teddy bear. And that's kind of how I feel about everything that I have grown when it comes to my career, which is my passion. So not everybody is obsessed with what they do for a living, but I love what I do for a living because it enables me to talk to y'all whenever I want to, and I'm not tied down to a clock. I'm adding my carrots. I did chop them up pretty small. I just want some of that flavor, and then I'm gonna have to add my chicken. But it's cutting me off. What was I getting at? Oh, so when we are in our comfort zone and we are attached to what we know, we don't allow God to give us anything bigger or better or what our heart truly desires. And so we have to let go of that we have had so that we can have better, bigger things. So I guess this is day 1 2.0 of learning to be modern homesteading. And what does that mean to me? Honestly, contrary to what the definition is of it, for me it is a state of mind. I just want to be present. I want to live a simple life. I want to do as much as I can for myself without depending on the government or others. Do I depend on water here at this mobile home park? Yes. Do I depend on electricity here? Yes. Do I still go to the grocery store and buy shampoo, conditioner, laundry detergent, groceries, all of those things? Yes. And I want to be the person that encourages you to do it however it makes sense for you, and do not compare yourself to anybody else that is on the same mission as you are. Some of us have more resources than others, some of us have less. It doesn't matter where you start, it just matters that you do. So if you have been wanting to do this homesteading thing as well, and you're like, oh my gosh, everything I do depends on the grocery stores and pharmacies, like, I don't even know where to start. Everybody starts somewhere, so it doesn't really matter. You don't have to go out and get it all at once. You don't have to make your shampoo, your conditioner, your laundry detergent, your dish liquid all on the same day. Maybe 1 month you make your shampoo and you still use store-bought conditioner. Maybe 1 month you make dish liquid, but you still use laundry detergent from the grocery store. It's like maybe you still buy your lettuce and potatoes and onions at the grocery store, but you grow bell peppers, tomatoes, and squash. Like, that's what it's about to me. Doing what you are capable of doing. And that's all that matters, in my opinion. But I'm just a girl on the internet talking to you. So that's it. There was no like testimony or anything like that, because I was raised a Christian and I have always believed in God. But I had started praying to the universe instead of praying to God, and I didn't understand why God was like a male figure when I feel like our spirit inside of us, I am not about the non-gender stuff, so don't get it confused, and I apologize if that offends anybody, but I feel like we live in a very confused world right now, and people are changing their whole identities because they have experienced trauma, and instead of dealing with that trauma, they just change what they look like. And anyways, I'm not going to go there, because I love everybody, and I don't know what people think in their minds to why they are the way they are. But what was I going to say? Bear with me. What was I going to say? I lost my train of thought. I wanted, there was no testimony. I had just, for about a year, went on my own way and felt very spiritually connected to the earth, but when it came to that actual spiritual presence, that was not there. And I think it is because I was trying to find it without putting a name to it. And I've come to learn that it doesn't matter what you call God. It doesn't matter to me if you think it's a man, a woman, whatever, because we have never physically seen God, so none of us know. But what I do know is God is real. It lives in me, in you, in all of us, and it is not of this world. We're in the world, but the stuff I see on the news, that has nothing to do with God. The stuff I see people post on Instagram and TikToks and just everybody hating everybody has nothing to do with God. And people, I was telling Aaron, I've noticed that it's like one mind. To me, that has nothing to do with God. People don't think for themselves anymore. They just take what someone else has said, it clicks in their mind, and then they regurgitate it. Nothing is coming from in here, in the heart. It's all coming from the head. And I think we get in the way sometimes, and we feel like whatever our head is telling us is true, and that is so far from the truth. The heart is where the wisdom, true wisdom, comes from. The heart is where love comes from, and that doesn't come from the head. Our brain is just a tool. It's just a tool. It's just up there kind of directing everything to work. I feel like people are so focused on thoughts and forget about just being and not letting those thoughts dictate your reality. And I have said that so many times, like, your thoughts create your reality. I think your belief, your feeling create what you see around you. And I don't think it has anything to do with thoughts, because thoughts, sometimes they're just thoughts, you know. I do come from a very, I don't know what you would call it. I don't like calling it New Age, because what a lot of people consider New Age is actually very old. And there's a lot of other religions and spiritualities that are a lot newer than that. But I just know that I don't want to do it alone anymore. And I felt like I was doing it alone. And I have to, and I want to have a name. I want to be able to say Jesus, God. I want to be able to say those words and tie it to something, and not just say universe, because it's not deep enough for me. It's just kind of a blanket statement. It definitely doesn't offend anyone when you say universe. And I do want everybody to feel comfortable around me, and I don't want anybody to feel isolated by what they believe in or what they don't believe in. You are welcome on my channel, on my Instagram, on TikTok, on wherever you see me. You're welcome on that page. I don't care what you believe in or what you don't believe in. It does not matter to me. What I believe, what you believe has no impact on me, you know? So you can believe in whatever you want or not believe in anything at all, and that doesn't change how I see you. I see you how God sees you. So I just see you as a loving person, and that's kind of how I just treat everybody. I don't judge people. There are things that I don't understand about people, but there's things that people don't understand about me, and so that's just being human, you know? Like, we are spirits living inside of a body, and we are also human, so we all are very much imperfect. We all have flaws, but to me, that's what makes us beautiful. I don't want to see a world, oh my goodness, okay. I do not want to see a world where everybody thinks the same way, because that takes diversity, which is a word that a lot of people like to use today. That takes that away. I want to see people that think differently than each other, and I want people to be okay with disagreeing with each other. Like, it's okay, and it doesn't make anybody a bad person if they believe differently. If I don't agree with a 3-year-old being asked if they are a male or female by a doctor when they are physically a male, that doesn't mean that I don't love transgender people. Like, you know what I mean? I love everybody. I don't have to agree with everything to love somebody. And unfortunately, in this world that I don't want to live in, I don't want to be a part of, that is the narrative. That is what people are trying to get us to believe, that we have to agree with everybody, and we cannot disagree. And if we do disagree, we're not allowed to say it. We can't say it. You can't say that you are a Republican, because then you're going to make a lot of Democrats mad. And you can't say you're a Democrat, you're going to make a lot of Republicans mad. You can't say you want to lose weight without making a lot of fat acceptance people mad. You can't say you're all about fat acceptance without making people that are in diet culture mad. We cannot be afraid anymore to have our own opinions and have our own beliefs. And everybody should speak their mind and have their own thoughts and think for yourself. And I know I was saying, like, thoughts don't really, I don't let thoughts dictate my life. If I have a depressive thought, which that has definitely occurred many times, I don't think to myself, now I'm depressed. I will respond to the thought. I will acknowledge the thought. That's a good word. And then I will figure out, what is it trying to tell me? Why do I feel lower today than I did yesterday? What is it about today that's different, that's making me feel not happy? And then I'll work on that. And that's coming from somebody that has been in a mental hospital 6 times, probably 50 days worth accumulated, all through my early 20s, because I believed that depression was what I was, anxiety was what I was. I was told that I was bipolar. Then I was told that I had borderline personality disorder. I was told that I had social anxiety disorder, OCD, you name it, they diagnosed me with it. I am just a human being living in a world. That's what I am. And yes, I do have developmental things in my life. And I think God made me the way I am so that I can show people joy. Because if you've ever been around somebody that's autistic, yes, we can be very emotional, very upset at times, and have meltdowns, all of that. We never grow out of that. But the joy that comes with being autistic is a joy unlike any other. And I love that I am who God made me to be, because I can share that with you. I'm trying my best to not be emotional physically in front of y'all, but I've rambled a lot. I thought this video was going to be something different. I am going to finish cooking and I'm going to show y'all that, but I just kind of wanted to ramble with y'all. And if I lose followers, then that's okay. God will fill that space with the people that need to be here. And I'm not going to be ashamed to share my voice anymore, because for the past year I have been so afraid to say anything from fear of losing followers. And that's not why I'm on this platform. And I'm learning that that's why I've experienced burnout. It's not because I don't enjoy cleaning and homemaking, because I do that on and off camera. Sometimes it is very peaceful to me and I love it. What I've not enjoyed is being afraid to think for myself. I feel so strongly that so many people are afraid to talk because we have been conditioned not to offend people. And people have neglected that intentions is what matters, not the words, not the thoughts. It's the intention behind those thoughts. It's the purpose behind those thoughts and words that are spoken. So yes, we should never intentionally say things that could hurt someone. And if we know that they could hurt someone, then we know better, and that's wrong. But if we have something that we want to say, and the intentions are there, and there's a purpose for it being said, it needs to be said. Do not suppress those words anymore, those convictions. It's convictions. People probably think I'm nuts, and I don't care. But that's what that is. I have been suppressing my convictions, the things that, just hit you, and you feel like, oh my gosh, I need to share this, but then you don't share it. Guess what? God will find somebody else that does, that will share it. And I learned that because there's people that have similar beliefs that I do, that are very open-minded God believers, but also believe that medicinal herbs can heal you, that God put crystals on this earth like amethyst and rose quartz so that it could help you. And that is biblical. It's in the Bible. If you ever have questions about where that is, let me know and I will tell you. The trick is not to worship the crystals, not to believe that the power is coming from the crystals, but that God gave you those crystals. Everything ties back to God. That's what I'm choosing to believe. And it's a choice to me. I'm choosing to believe in God because right now it is the size of a mustard seed. My faith. But it will grow. Nothing happens overnight. Anyways, don't be afraid to share your convictions with others because they're placed on your heart for a reason and it's meant to share. Anyways, I'm so silly. I feel like I have never talked to y'all like this before, and I'm getting my voice back. I'm not going to be afraid to share anymore. I will share, and I will lose people, and I will gain people, and that is not up for me. That it's not up for debate. If I feel something on my heart that needs to be shared, I'm going to share it. If it offends somebody, then it just does, and that is not. I am not responsible for that. I just have to let God take over and use me however, no matter what. Okay. I'm just like having a lot of realizations. And a lot of emotions are coming up because I never really thought that I thought that I was just doing the right thing, by being very open, like extremely open. But, when you don't stand for something, then you don't stand for anything. And it's okay not to be accepted. Not everybody has to accept us. And that's where diversity comes in. That's where we become diverse. And we don't have one voice, one mind, one world. We are different. We are all, you know, unique. We all have a purpose. If everybody thought the same way, we would just lose so much creativity. So much growth and change would go away. Like, we need to be different than each other. And we need to have our own voice and our own thinking, and allow God to use us however He wants to. And we're all going to be used differently. We just have to be okay with that. So it wasn't out of need. I wasn't desperate. I wasn't hurting. I wanted to have a relationship with God again. Okay. It is time to put the chicken in the crock pot. Alright, long-winded. I was. My parents are pastors, if you didn't know. Well, they're ministers on YouTube now. They have been for years. But they were pastors, ordained. So, okay, I've got carrots, potatoes, the stuff, the powder, and water. Now I'm going to add this split chicken in there as well. And I thought about putting this in a pan first, and then just like searing it so that it's not like the fat is more crispy instead of being like, you know, just boiled almost. Anyways, mind blank. I was telling y'all, this is what happens when I just talk. I do not retain anything that I say. And that definitely comes from being autistic. It's like it's called a comorbidity. Basically, a lot of people that are autistic have different things. Like, a lot of people that are autistic have IBS, TMI, but yes. The other day I had an apple with tomatoes and onions and potato, and I was like, oh, I'm being so healthy, this is awesome. And then like 30 minutes later, IBS said, this is not awesome. It's not. But anyways, what was I gonna say? So I will say things, completely forget afterwards. I feel like it does something to me. It releases a lot of like traps from a whole year of just suppressing my beliefs and trying to deny and like, no, I don't care about that or whatever. Anyways, when I do say things, it feels like I am healing. Words being released feels healing. To share your beliefs feels good in here. Feels like a weight is lifted off. I'm not the best at describing feelings. I have them and they are very strong, but I don't always know what they mean. I'm actually going to put a little bit of, I'm just going to spray this because I don't want the fat to stick to it. But what I wanted to say is I have this really high, almost on high, it's on 8, because I want to sear it. And what else? What was I going to say? See? It just goes away. It's almost like I'm literally a vessel that just says what needs to be said and then nothing else in there. Anyways, I've got my chicken. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. I'm taking my ring off. Whenever I told y'all when we were chatting in the windowsill about, I'm going to talk and do this at the same time. This is split chicken breast. So it's got the bone in it, it's got the fat, it's got all that. I'm going to put it in here. But whenever I was telling y'all that, you know, you may see something that you want to share, but then you don't share it, and God will find somebody else to share it. That has happened to me so many times over the past year, because I'll see something, that's the sound you want to hear. I'll see something, and they'll be like, oh, I love that, I want to share that. And they'll be like, no, I'm going to offend someone if I share that. So I don't share it, right? Within hours, I will go on one of my friends' Instagram stories and look at that. And she will share the thing that I saw, that I wanted to share but didn't share because I didn't want to hurt people's feelings. Crazy, isn't it? That's how you know that there was a reason you were meant to share that. People needed to see it. Okay, it's going. I gotta wash my hands. I was trying to find my tongs, but I cannot find them. Okay, let me go ahead and flip these over. I flipped them over. That was a struggle. But I'm laughing because it was fun. Okay, I'm bringing y'all closer so that y'all can see this. So, I should have flipped it earlier, but I was trying to wash my hands from touching the raw chicken. So, now I just wanted to, you know, lightly do it. So I'm not going to leave it on the side. Go ahead and take this and then get the side of it. So we're going to let it cook in the crock pot. I just kind of wanted that, you know, crispy flavor. I'm searing these. Aaron just came in. Sorry. It's really smoky in here. Alright, I'm turning this off. It is so smoky in here. Okay, I've got my stuff. It's still, I turned it up really high so that I could sear it. Now I'm gonna put some seasoning on there. Let's see. I wonder if this would be good. This is a beer chicken seasoning from Dollar Tree. Alright, I zoomed out to tell you what this has in it. It's got salt, orange peel, onion, garlic, coriander, sugar, oregano, crushed red pepper, black pepper, thyme, citric acid, extract of paprika. So it's called beer can chicken seasoning, but it has no beer in it. Aaron. Okay, this is Tony Chachere's. I put it on everything. I want to try the Slap Your Mama seasoning, but I think they're like pretty much all the same. But I love Cajun seasoning. I think that's what it is. That there. Because I have another one in here. Oh, I'm gonna sneeze. Old Day. Oh. For seafood, poultry, salad. And then we need salt, of course. And I'll put some pepper on here. And then I need to put some seasonings in the crock pot. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. We'll let these sit here. They're going to go in the crock pot in a minute. Okay, so for this, I'm going to add some salt and pepper. What else will I add? There's already that chicken going on, seasoning in there. I've got some, you know what I'd rather do? I had garlic powder, but I'd much rather put this in here. This is the minced garlic in water. That's what I like. I need to buy some more of it if I can get it open. There's about a big tablespoon left in here, so that's what I'm just gonna put it all in there. Okay, I'm gonna save whatever's left in here and scrape it out for something else. Okay, so got all that. Should I put some butter in here? I think so. Huh? Yeah. Because, you know, it just adds a little, makes it, I don't know, creamier. Well, also, I'm going to make yellow rice as a side. So we could like put this over the yellow rice. I'm just gonna put this much in there. Y'all, I don't measure anything. Unless I'm baking something that requires measuring. When it comes to seasoning, I just eyeball it. And most of the time, I under-season stuff, so you ain't gotta worry about me. Okay. I've got bay leaves back here. So I'll add one of those. Or two. And yeah, let's just do that. Let me stir this up quick. It smells good. Between this and the chicken that we're about to put on top of this, it smells really good. Okay. There's that. I love my little wooden spoon. Okay. Let me go ahead and put the chicken in there. And this has bones on it, so be careful whenever we go to eat it. Okay, there's that one. And this one. Okay, I'm excited about this. This reminds me of old-fashioned meal. So, the trick for bay leaves, if you don't know, is to kind of rub your fingers along it. That will help release some of the oils, and I learned that from y'all. Okay, so we got one. Stick that there. It's more so for the aroma, so it's okay if it's not, you know, in there. I may use three. I'm just gonna put one right here, and one on this side. That way we get all around. And these are kind of small. I've never grown a bay leaf like plant before. But I should, because I actually do use dry bay leaves a lot. Anytime I do crock pot meals. Alright, it's in here. And because this chicken is pretty big and it has the bone in, it's 12:05, 12:10 right now. I'm going to say this won't be done until like 6 p.m. So, about 6 hours. That's on high. Alright, that's it. So I'll come back when it's done and show you. Cook on high for 6 hours. You know what this needs? Lemon! But that's alright. I wanted to update y'all. This is falling apart. Look at that. It is done. Oh my gosh, sorry. I don't have that weird filter on that I don't like that people use. But we gotta be careful, Aaron, because there are bones. Is there a wishbone in here? Or is that a turkey? But I made yellow rice to go with it. And then all of our veggies down there. It smells good. I'll keep y'all updated.
Hand in hand, building castles out of sand, reaching for the grand.